Welcome to Secure the Bag, Week 16 NFL Picks. It's your boy A-Dub.
And your boy Strizzy. What's up, SLAC family? Welcome back, yo.
We back in the building. Oh man, we're looking forward to a pretty good slate of games this week. And we definitely got some interesting stuff starting off tonight. But also we will have Saturday games, we will have Sunday games, Christmas Eve, and then we will also have 3 games on Monday, actually Christmas Day. So
Yeah.
Santa's bringing us some good football to look forward to. But before we jump into it, want to welcome in Unc as well as Pops as well. Thank you both for being here with us to make your picks with us live.
OG's in the building.
Exactly. Got our OG council, if you will.
You know what I
mean? Yeah. And Unc says he needs a good week of pick'em games. I do too, man. Yeah, both Drizzy and I, we have not won a week yet in our Pick'em League on Yahoo. You can compete with us if you go to our website, and each week people get a Super Bowl square, or the winner gets a Super Bowl square. Shout out to Franklin Raimundo this week, 15-1, only missed the Panthers upset over the Falcons.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was that late field goal away from having a perfect week. So shout out to Franklin, and also shout out to everybody that participates in the Pick'em every week. We have a great time competing, but man, we need a win here, and we're only got like 3 more weeks to do it. So
yeah,
let's make it happen. Last week, you did edge me out 10-9, so that's what's up. But we've been kind of neck and neck all year.
I think that ties us back up, doesn't it?
I think that ties us back up. Yeah, so pretty crazy, but we're gonna jump into it, and you're gonna lead the way this time. Let's go ahead and make our money line picks for all the games, starting with Thursday night. We got the Saints at the Rams.
It's always tricky. I feel like it's gonna be a tricky game, man. Like the Saints are like so up and down, but the Rams have been pretty good, especially now they're kind of getting all healthy. They're making that run for a wild card spot. So I'm going with the Rams.
Yeah, I'm going with the Rams as well. Yeah, Saints defense has been really good, but I just feel like the Rams have a little bit too much offensive weapons, and yeah, they're trying to get in the playoffs. This will actually have big playoff implications for the NFC. So
yeah, big time.
Looking forward to a good one. Unc has got the Saints. Pops has got the Rams. So split in the chat on that one. Yeah. All right, moving into Saturday, we got the Bengals at the Steelers.
Man, I think I'm going with the Steelers in this one at home. The last 2 games have been really, really good. I feel like they haven't really lost too much of a step with Joe Burrow going down, but sometimes those highs kind of hit a little bit of a valley, you know what I'm saying? So I think I'm going with Steelers in the upset on this one.
Yeah, I feel you. This one's going to be so close. I think I'm going to stick with the Bengals, but Chase is out. I just don't know if the Steelers can score enough points, but I think it'll be a very close game. But I'm going with the Bengals, just a slight edge there, even though they're on the road. I think they might be able to get it done. And if so, that's going to mean – well, not yet. They're not out of it yet, but the Steelers might have their first losing season in a long time if they lose this weekend. So we'll see. All right, moving into the second Saturday game, we got the Bills at the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm going Bills big time in this one. I think they're hitting their stride right now. They're kind of done losing these games in the last seconds. They look a little bit like they're getting back right, running the ball really, really well, which only helps Josh Allen and them boys. So I'm going Buffalo in a big one.
Yeah, I'm going with Buffalo as well. Chargers, we saw what they did last Thursday. Big changes there. I don't think that the new coach is going to give them enough juice. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we see that bounce back victory after a coach is fired.
Yeah,
I don't see it against the Bills. And also they're going to be without Keenan Allen again. Yeah. So they're down to kind of
Herbert's obviously still out.
Herbert's still out. Yeah. So they're kind of down to their dregs on the offense. So I think that's going to be too tall of a task. So both Bills, chat's going Bills on that one as well. All right, moving into Sunday, Christmas Eve, we got the Commanders at the Jets. This one's kind of tough to call, but I'm going to go with the Commanders.
Yeah, I know this one is really tricky, man. I feel like the Jets should win this game, but honestly, I don't even know if Zach Wilson's playing, right? Because he went out last week, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're favored in this game, actually, but I kind of think Washington too. I think they're just their team's still put together. No one's really injured on that side of the ball, so I think I'm going Washington too.
Exactly. Like, even though they've underwhelmed this year, at least they got what they got. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Jets just kind of don't have much, but that defense, I don't know. They got thrown last week.
Yeah.
It's Unc says it's
All right.
I can see.
Rodgers has officially said he's not coming back this season too now. So he's officially they're not waiting on him this year anymore. He's officially done.
Yeah, nothing to look forward to there. So,
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we got the Lions at the Vikings.
I hear a lot of upset chatter in this game as far as like Minnesota kind of upsetting the Lions, but they kind of the Lions are still up and down, but I think they really proved to me last week that the week before that was kind of a fumble against the Bears. But again, it's another division game, you know what I mean? But I think I'm going to go with the Lions in this one, but I think really, really close.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going with the Lions in this one. Minnesota has a lot to play for if they want to, keep their hopes alive.
Yeah.
But I think that the Lions kind of take that next step and cement that division this weekend. So
yeah,
we'll see. That's going to be a good one. Another good matchup here, the Browns at the Texans.
Yeah, man, this was so tricky. Texans played really well. Well, they played better than we expected last week, right? Missing their two best receivers, obviously their new quarterback and Stroud. But they still got the dub, man. And that was an away game. Now they're back at home. Browns are playing pretty well on offense and defense. But I'm gonna go Texas on this. I think Texas gets a dub.
Yeah, I'm going with the Texans as well. It is a very tricky one to call. I feel like the Joe Flacco magic might run out a little bit.
Yeah.
This is really on the Texans defense to kind of step up and slow down the Browns offense. The Browns defense we know is good, but I just feel like Stroud should be coming back this week.
Right.
I feel like the Texans have a lot to play for because they can still win their division.
Yeah.
So I'm going with the Texans at home, and I'm going with our boy D'Amico Ryans for coach of the year, man.
Yeah, definitely, man.
He's got it.
That whole franchise turnaround, like it's crazy. No one expected this success this quick.
No, agreed. Also, I want to welcome in real quick Anthony Weston to the chat.
What's up, Ant? I see you popped in, my boy.
Yeah, we appreciate you, brother. We don't usually get to catch you during the day like this, so thank you for hopping in and making your picks along the way with us. He's saying, "Let's go Texans." Pop says Browns if no CJ, and I could see that too. But I'm expecting him to come back. I'm expecting him to make it happen. So should be a good one. All right. Next up, we got the Green Bay Packers at your Panthers.
Yeah, I feel like the Panthers are trying to be somewhat competitive towards the end of the season, but I just feel like the Green Bay secondary is way too strong. You know what I mean? That has kind of been Bryce Young's Achilles heel this year is really good secondaries, man. So I'm going Green Bay for sure.
Yeah, I'm going Green Bay as well. We've talked about Love all year, kind of up and down, but he's put together some performances. I feel like, the Panthers defense is good, but they're not going to be able to hold up the whole game because Green Bay is going to have the ball a lot. So I'm
apparently we third best defense in the league. I just looked up. So third best defense in the league, but
no offense.
It's literally been top 4 defense in the league for the last like 3 years. You know what I'm saying? So
it's crazy.
Yeah, we can't keep up offensively, man.
It's sad that it's been wasted that way, though. I mean, because the defense is great, but then they're on the field like the whole game. So, oh man. All right. Moving into this one's gonna be a physical matchup. The Seahawks at the Titans.
Definitely. I think I'm gonna go Seahawks in this one. I think Seahawks have a little bit more playoff implications, I think, than the Titans. I think they're, almost all but eliminated. You know what I mean? So Seahawks have so much more to play for. So I'm going Seahawks.
I'm going with the Seahawks as well. I think this will be a good game. I just love Drew Lock last week, getting that swagger. We see that he has that personality, and you see that he can be a leader and a playmaker.
Yeah.
That kind of late throw against the Eagles was awesome, and him kind of making sure the jacket still fits. Like that's what's up. I feel like he's gonna lead them to victory this weekend. So should be a good game there, though.
Definitely.
Next up, the Colts at the Falcons.
I think I'm going Colts in this one. You know what I mean? I think it's a really tricky one, but I think the Colts as a whole are just way better than the Falcons. They're doing another quarterback change, which is never a good sign. You know what I mean? Like neither one of their quarterbacks are the quarterback of the future, man. So pick one and just finish the season. But I'm going Colts. Yeah,
I'm going with the Colts as well. It's crazy though. The Falcons are actually favored in this game. I was trying to figure out why. Maybe just because they're at home, but you're right, man. Like the Colts are just a more solid team all over. even though they have kind of underachieved this year, I feel like they're
Yeah.
still a better team. They should be able to get this dub on the road.
I feel like they're missing Anthony Richardson. They started off the year really, really well when he went down, and the backup quarterback actually came in and actually played really, really well as a backup throughout the season. So I feel like that's where that kind of underwhelmingness is going to come from.
Yeah.
So I'm just really hoping Anthony Richardson gets healthy, comes back, and has a really strong career, man. Because I was excited for him. If we couldn't get Stroud, I wanted Anthony Richardson. Bryce Young was third on my list, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, he's definitely dynamic. So
yeah,
I want to see him come back too. And Anthony West says that NFC South is a strange division. It really is, man.
It's a trash division. It's not really strange. It's just trash. It's horrible, dog. It's just really bad all around.
It is really bad, but this team had a great game last week, so we'll see if they can carry it in. We got the Jags at the Buccaneers.
Yeah, it's funny. I was actually going to say the only team that looks actually somewhat decent is the Bucs, and if they just get their next quarterback for their future, man, like they can get it pretty quickly. They got another 2, maybe 3 years of some solid football to play. But yeah, man, I think we're going Bucs in this one. The Jags, for some reason, just really falling off. Also, another underwhelming team. Should have been able to run away with the division, and they haven't been able to. Texas is right on their butts.
Yeah. No, I'm the same. I'm going with the Buccaneers at home. It's kind of cool that this is like a like 2 state rivals, right? That don't really play that often.
Yep.
Trevor Lawrence hasn't missed a game in his career, but he did go out with the concussion last week, so it is up in the air whether he will start this week. Without him, they don't have a chance. But even with him, they're just. I just don't see it. I'm going with the Bucs just because they're playing better right now. They're going in 2 different directions, in my opinion. So
exactly. Anthony West is right, man. Jacksonville's been so inconsistent this year. One week they're good, another week they do horrible, have a comeback. Next week they get blown out. It's like, what's this team's identity? Do they want to be a great offensive team, a defensive team? Like they're playing with no identity right now. They're just kind of playing off of like just talent alone, right? They got talent, but like no vision, no drive. Who are
unless they're playing in London?
Right.
That's the only time they seem to show out. But yeah, so the whole panel today is on the Bucs and the chat too. So
nice.
That'll be an interesting one. Next up, man, this is a big one. We got the Cowboys at the Dolphins. Cowboys coming off of a tough road loss. Dolphins coming off of a big win against the Jets.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Yeah, man, this is kind of funny, man. I've said that these teams are identical teams, right? Honestly, like both of them play so incredibly well against teams under 500, not particularly well against teams at 500 or above. But honestly, I think the Dallas defense is going to be entirely too much for the Dolphins. I don't think they're going to be smart enough to do what all the other good teams have done, which is double team Michael Parsons. So he's going to be running free. And as long as you make Tua pass before he's ready, he never plays well. So I'm going Dallas in this one. Easy.
Yeah, I'm going Dallas as well. I think it is going to be. I mean, I hope it's easy, like you said. I think again, like I kind of harp on this, but I really feel like that first quarter, like the way the game starts, could change everything. If the Dolphins get up and they can use that kind of speed, rushing attack against the Cowboys, like it could be a long day. But I expect the Cowboys to bounce back and show that they are the team that we think they are, right? And that they are capable of playing on the road. So, I'm going with the Cowboys. I think that's going to definitely be a fun one on Christmas Eve afternoon.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping, I'm saying that the Cowboys drop off a nice present for Pops and I and for Stephanie and Marcus as well. So we can enjoy that.
Yeah, dude. All this meme, it's like, with men or whatever, or just football fans in general, like your team can completely ruin or make your day. You know what I'm saying? It's like they win, you're riding high throughout the day. They lose, you just feel bummy all day, man. So yeah, hopefully they get a dub. You know what I mean? Like if I just feel like you said, we're trying to make sure that they are who we think they've been. You know what I mean? So if they can beat a good Dolphins team, I think that's really good going into the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. For sure. So that's what I'm looking forward to this weekend. Next up, we have the Cardinals at the Bears, an old school matchup.
Yeah. Let's see. It's in Chicago. Let's see. Cardinals always play better on the road for whatever reason. But I like the Bears, man. I really think Justin Fields is really trying to show the world and the Bears, more so that, like, I'm your quarterback of your future. You know what I mean? Like, I've played well. Believe in me, and I think he's going to show the world that this game.
I'm on the same page as you, man. Chicago's been playing really well. A couple of late game gaffes throughout this season. It could have them in a totally different scenario. But I do think that Fields is basically, even though he shouldn't have to, right? This is his third year with the team. He shouldn't have to be auditioning, but I feel like he still is. He's still trying to prove in these last couple games. And the Cardinals is a nice little team to, to have a good game against and to kind of remind people where he's at. So I'm definitely going with the Bears at home in this one, and I am hoping for a big one from Fields. So
I like Fields' rush prop in this. So whatever his rushing yards in this game is, I'm definitely taking.
Yeah, that's a good one. Good call out there. All right, moving into Sunday Night Football. This one is kind of not the same as it might have been at the early season. We got the Patriots at the Broncos.
Yeah, this was tricky too. Kind of a stinker for the night game, right? But I'm going Patriots in this one for whatever reason. I don't know why. I just feel like they're going to win. I think Ezekiel Elliott has a good big game in this one. Broncos run defense bad.
Yeah, I can see that happening too. With Stevenson out, Elliott's kind of been having some low key performances. Man, I don't know. Like, I kind of want to pick the Patriots too. I kind of want to pick the Broncos. This is a coin flip for me. I'm just leaning Broncos barely, only because they're at home.
Yeah, I definitely see that too.
Yeah, I think that it's kind of like, oh man, Anthony West says 2015. This would be a great matchup. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's been an insane matchup.
If only. But yeah, everybody else seems to be going with the Broncos on this one, and it is just kind of, two teams that just definitely did not have the seasons they wanted to. So
I don't even understand it either. Like I feel like Jerry Jeudy has completely been underwhelming since he was drafted. I thought he'd be so much better when Russell Wilson got here. Cortland Sutton's been the number one guy, and even he hasn't been very good. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. They're just so bad on the offensive side of the ball. It's crazy to me.
I know, and I'm like, it can't just be Wilson. Like, I don't know.
Definitely. Wilson does he's put together some pretty decent games, but the receivers are just bad, man. They're horrible.
Yeah. No, I feel it. Oh, we got Earthy in the building. What's good, Earth? Earth says Pat's getting win number 4. That's what's up, man. I hope so too. So you and Strizzy on the same wavelength on that one. And there's like rumor stuff about Billy Belichick. I think too, like, I feel like he's still got a little bit more to prove. So I feel like maybe so. But that's gonna be an interesting one. All right, moving into Christmas, we got a couple games here. Santa's dropping off the ball for the Raiders at the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah, man. Money line game, I got KC. I feel like they win. Their Super Bowl was last week. You know what I'm saying? The Super Bowl was last week. They put up a gang of points. You know what I mean? But that's not happening against the Kansas City Chiefs, man. Chiefs all day.
Yeah, I'm going with the Chiefs as well. Too much, you know what I'm saying? Especially on Christmas Day at home. I don't even know, like, what the Raiders do from here as far as their quarterback situation, but they got a lot to figure out. Definitely going with the Chiefs on that one. And Anthony Weston, Chiefs, I should be there. Yeah, Anthony, we definitely need pictures, man. We need that frontline report. If you are able to make it out to that Christmas Day game, we would love to see what the scene is like, man, and to hear what's going on with that one. So that's what's up. Earth said Zappy just has to be consistent in the second half on the England. That's a good on the New England game. That is a good call out, man. Like he's been playing pretty well. Like honestly, I still am sad about Mac Jones because I'm like he's better than this, but they completely ruined his confidence. Like that's
they just. Yeah, I mean, like as a quarterback, there's not much you can do in the league, man. If you're just literally throwing to your left and right every single pass play, like. You know what I mean? Like everything's a screen. They don't let him throw more than 5 yards down. Like, how is he ever supposed to develop? You know what I mean? Like at all.
Yeah.
Like I get it. He's not Tom Brady, but come on, man. You gotta instill some type of confidence in it. You took him at what, 8? Like
right.
You took him early. Like that's supposed to be your, the guy who's supposed to replace Tom and put zero faith in him in his entire career.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. All right, next game up on also Christmas. We got the Giants at the Eagles.
I think Eagles get right. I feel like this is the game to do it. Giants have been on a little bit of a win streak, but Eagles got to use this game to really kind of like beat them down and get back into a winning mindset.
That's what I expect as well. I feel like the Giants don't stand much of a chance in this one, especially on the road. I feel like the Eagles should be able to handle them pretty easily. So.
Yeah.
And get some of that confidence back, man. That'll be a good spot for them. All right, next up, the nightcapper, the best game of the week, man. This is the real Christmas present. We got the Ravens at the 49ers on Christmas night. Who do you got in this one?
Yeah, I'm a little curious about this game, man. I got San Francisco in it, and I think they will cover the spread. I think this might be one of those games where, like, I think the Baltimore Ravens, Lamar try to do a little too much, and it really just works against them. You know what I mean? And they'll learn from it, though. I think they'll learn from this game. But San Francisco.
Yeah, I'm going San Francisco as well at home. I think that's the big factor for me here. I think that they'll have a little bit more momentum, a little bit more comforts. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll get to wake up on Christmas in their own house. You know, that should be pretty cool. But the Ravens, man, are still going to be a big threat. The question here is, does either team hold anything back? You know what I'm saying? Like, does either team like try to go against their tendencies just to kind of like mix it up? You know, like I think this is really, really going to come down to the coaching, man, those coordinators and what they decide their game plan should be. Should they go for the gusto or should they kind of just wait? Because I feel like this could be a Super Bowl preview, man. Like this really could. It's the best team from the AFC, the best team from the NFC. So that's gonna be a very interesting game. Everybody in the chat seems to be going 49ers. But Anthony Weston does remind us that the Ravens do have two teams on their tail. This for the seeding probably means more. It does mean more to the Ravens, I should say, because San Francisco is a game ahead of Dallas and the Eagles, and they have a tiebreaker over both of them. So, you know, it's not going to be as big of an implication, other than just just wanting to win this game. You know what I'm saying? Wanting to continue to roll. So,
but I feel like too, though, San Francisco is a team that's so good and so well coached that rest is actually like the best thing for them. So if they can win this game too, like they have potential to rest their starters for a couple weeks. You know what I'm saying? And just get everybody healthy and right. The way this offense moves and the way they're put together, you know, maybe they start slow in the first quarter, but they will get going. You know what I'm saying? So they'll get a lot of rest if they could win this game. You know what I'm saying? So I think, like, you know, you could get Trent Williams 3 weeks off, Christian McCaffrey 3 weeks off. You know, you know what I mean? Like, that's a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Debo 3 weeks off. Like, that's a big deal to get a lot of rest for those guys. So
true. Because the only thing that slowed them down has been health so far this year, really.
Facts.
Like those games when they didn't have all their guys is the games that they dropped. So
seriously,
that's going to be a good one, though. We'll see on that one. But that was our money line picks for all 16 games this weekend. And we're going to go into our against the spread portion. But again, that was the money line. Who will win the game? We're about to do that against the spread, considering that adjusted score and seeing who we think will be the winners, you know, based on that. But we always have to remind you guys, this is not actual betting advice. This is just our like humble little predictions. So we'll do it like that. All right, Strizzy. Last week you hit with the Chiefs and the Rams. Lead us into your picks for this week.
Yeah, man. Like I said earlier, I got Dallas. I think the defense is going to be really, really strong in this game. Probably a good game, not even possibly a high-scoring game. You know, just because both teams really can't keep up offensively. But I like Dallas' defense, man. It's going to be really good weather in Miami. You know what I mean? So I like them in a bounce back. You know, tough loss last week against the Bills, but I like them this week against the Dolphins.
All right. Oh, my bad. Here you go.
KC as well. I think that, like Anthony mentioned, man, like they have to win out. They have one of the easier remainder schedules on the year compared to some of the guys that are in front of them in the AFC. And like I said, I think the Raiders Super Bowl game was a week or so ago when they put up 60-some odd points against the Rams. So I think KC wins big in this one too.
Yeah, I think so too. Should be a good one.
But then again, I think the San Francisco covers the spread. I think the game is really close for the majority of the game. And I just have this feeling Lamar is going to throw some costly interception or a fumble or something, you know what I mean? And then the tide's going to turn and San Francisco is going to definitely take over a little bit and end up winning this game by like 10 or so. So we'll see. But I got San Francisco in this game as well. Yeah.
And that is an interesting spread, man. Baltimore has been kind of using that as a little bit of motivation that they were 5.5-point underdogs.
Yeah.
But it's like really, it's funny when the players get into that, where it's like, you shouldn't care what somebody's predicting about what's going to happen. Like you got to go out there and play. Like
regardless.
I mean, I get the bulletin board thing kind of, but also it's like you want to go and win every time. So like
for
you
sure
need like being an underdog to like be like, oh, well, we're going to try harder. You know, like I never really like fully understood that. I understand like a coach wanting to motivate his team, but as a player, like you want to beat everybody regardless.
Yeah, exactly.
So
as a player, you just got to win by one.
Yeah, exactly. 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 So, all right. So, that's what's up. Let's continue on. I'm gonna do mine real quick. I picked the Bengals. They were a -3 over the Vikings, so that was a push. So no bag there for me, but I didn't lose my money either. That's cool. So that came back. My locks for this week, I've got Drew Lock and the Seahawks over the Titans. I think that'll be a good one, and at least a field goal. I feel comfortable at the 2.5.
Yeah.
There. It should be a really fun game. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. I got the Green Bay Packers against your Panthers. I just feel like 4.5.
Yeah,
I feel like this might be, it might be a close game through the first half or something like that, but I do think the Packers will pull away a little bit late.
Yeah.
So we'll see on that one. And then lastly, I'm going with the Texans, man. 2.5-point underdog against the Browns.
Yeah.
But I just think that this is their time to really plant their flag. They're at home. They can really take a stronghold on the division. And the Browns, like I said, like that offense they've been pulling rabbits out of the hat, but I just don't know if that can continue for too long. So
yeah,
I'm going with the Texans on that one. All right. And then for transparency's sake, of course, we put our records, and we are tied 130 and 94 for the year, which is crazy, man. It's going to come down to these last couple weeks. So we'll see what happens. We got our locks there on the side, and that's it. No, of course, no bye weeks at this point. So that's what it is. But fantasy playoffs are underway. Semifinals are underway. I'm trying to defend my crown, man, but it's gonna be tough, man. I've been just scraping by. So hopefully CMC has a big game for me on Monday night, so we can do it like that.
It's gonna be rough against that defense, but if he's not getting right in the ground game, he'll get you right in the passing game. That's what he does.
Definitely, most definitely. All right, so real quick, before we wrap it up, Unc has a little question. What do you think about Travis Hunter? Got his Bowman University rookie card. I think that Travis Hunter is an outstanding player. I do think he's going to have to decide between DB and wide receiver, just so that he can stay healthy. And we see, man, unfortunately, that game he got dunked on by that Stanford wide receiver like a lot. And I just feel like he was just tired, outmatched, just too much going on. I don't really like the mentality of limiting somebody, but I just think in his best interest, if he's trying to get all the way to the league, he should just be a wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? Just go off and be a playmaker.
Yep.
But what are your thoughts on Travis Hunter?
Pretty much exactly everything you just said. I mentioned it at the very beginning of the season. Like it was cool. It was cute. Yes, he's super talented. He's super athletic. So like I understand that the ability to put him at DB and wide receiver was great. But I feel like those type of players, those years are kind of over. The league of football in general, even in the NCAA, it's entirely too fast. You know what I mean? You're gassing yourself, and that's what's really been hurting him in the latter half of the year for college football. So phenomenal player, phenomenal, just young man. You know what I mean? And I hope he decides to. I hope he decides to be a DB. I think he's a really, really, really solid DB. And I think he'll be better as a DB in the NFL than he would be a wide receiver. But having his rookie card for being that talented Colorado, I think is actually really, really cool too.
Yeah, most definitely. Especially because even though it didn't turn out so great at the end of the year, I think a lot of people will look back fondly on that first year of Deion being there. Just kind of, yeah, exactly. Like, so I think that's good stuff. So that's what's up. Definitely hold on to that card. It's gonna be probably worth something, especially as he continues on the league.
Definitely.
All right, that's what it is. So this is our last one before Christmas. So hope everybody has a great weekend and a happy holiday. Get to spend some time with loved ones. Get to check out some of these great games. Definitely have some good food, all that jazz. But we will be back next Tuesday, the day after Christmas, the 26th, for our big show, which is actually 226. That's very fitting. And of course, too, don't forget about the Yahoo competition. We're still giving out Super Bowl squares all the way through the playoffs, all the way up until the Super Bowl. And we will have Super Bowl squares for sale. So if you're interested in getting some, let us know. It's $5 a square, and they're out. I mean, we can start selling them now because we definitely want to make sure we get that board filled. So tell your friends, you know what I'm saying? Tell your family, get you something to root for during the Super Bowl, because we know we'll all be watching. So might as well have those numbers and have a chance to get some bread. So
sure.
That's what's up. All right. Well, until then, signing off for Secure the Bag. It's your boy A-Dub.
And your boy's Jizzy.
Peace.
And you say the truth.